It is Sunday night. This is as much voice as I have, and it sounds pretty stupid, but this is what we're working with. I brought my homework with me to Swords today, which was kind of fun. I didn't partake in the swordsing because I wanted to make sure that I finished my work. They're doing Messer, which is really fun, as a new weapon and a new weapons unit. And so I do want to hop on when I'm able to, but today I was a little bit uncertain as to whether or not I'd get things finished. I wound up doing 4 sketchbook pages of Little Sleeping Dragons today, and then I think 5 black and white comps, but I was kind of messing with which of the dragon sketches I wanted to use. Still a lot of questions about like composition elements and stuff like that, but I can ask in class, and it's better honestly for me to know what those questions are than just to be like, something's not working. So I think I feel pretty good about it. I may try to mess with some drawing stuff tomorrow, so I have some more options to send. I sort of wish that the time that I had this weekend was next weekend, because I think next weekend is going to be the actual project stuff. But honestly, whatever I get figured out now is only going to help with that. Hi Pocket, hi Bubs. So we are starting the second week. Today is Sunday, January, I believe, 12th. And we'll see what happens. I think teaching teenagers when I have this for a voice is going to be very interesting. But I think luckily a bunch of the kids are working on projects, so we'll see what happens. I did a lot of lecturing Friday, which might be why this is what my voice sounds like, but I also feel like in the last 2.5 minutes we've steadily gone downhill. Yeah, we've gone downhill. This is going great. I actually feel fine. It just doesn't sound wonderful, but I'm a little nervous for where all of this is going to be, but I think I'm doing all the work that I can do, and I think going in with questions is okay. I hope. I mean, that's like what the class is for, right? Is to help us figure it out and get feedback and stuff. I may try. I have a bunch of friends from school who've graduated, having done this for as long as I have. I've met some people who all are of whom are out of the program now. So honestly, I may see if I can tap in some community reinforcements, but yeah, today was cool. I was sitting on the sidelines as my friends are sparring and sitting there drawing dragons, and then I'm doing a reread of Fourth Wing and Iron Flame because the new book is coming out at the end of this month, and then I'm like in the car listening to Dragon College. And it occurs to me that I've come to a very specific point in my life, and I have absolutely no regrets about that. But I think it's going pretty well so far. And the assignment isn't actually due until Tuesday. The black and white comps, I already have 5 of them. I think just whatever work I can do compositionally, and in terms of like giving myself information and giving myself resources and visual research to kind of tighten the composition. I think any of that is going to help. And it's interesting because, like, obviously I'm concerned with the grade, right? But I mean, D for degree, I don't necessarily, if I pass, whatever. I think I'm most worried about producing a decent project and finishing it, but like actually finishing it, not leaving it half finished and then wondering later about the pieces. I can't tell you how many projects I've started that I have sitting on the shelf waiting for someday, you know. But we are not waiting anymore. Isn't that right, Pocket? Pocket doesn't wait for anything. I don't think I'm helping my voice, and I can't imagine that this is the most fun to listen to when my voice is like this, but in any case, Sunday night, 9:45, lunches are packed. I have to still wash my face and get ready for bed. I might finish my book, and then we're back to it tomorrow. But I think we're in better shape than I expected to be. So, go team. Off we go. So it is Tuesday, January 14th. This is all that I have from my voice. My friend told me I sound like somebody's 75-year-old smoker grandmother from Queens, which I think is kind of hilarious. I think the jacket probably doesn't help with that, or the glasses chain. Oh no. My students have been really sweet about the lack of voice, so we are trucking along. I feel fine. I just sound terrible. I wound up doing, I think, 5 black and white studies for the composition, but I had a lot of questions about like layout and composition, about which dragon I want to go with. I think I know which one I prefer, but I also, like, I just feel like I need feedback. I just feel like I need to talk it out with somebody. So the classes today, I'll get some feedback from the professor, which I'm very much looking forward to. I also feel like this is the 4th day that my voice has been gone, and I think one of the biggest problems is that I just don't know how to shut my mouth, and I'm like chronically incapable of shutting up, so I just keep talking and making it worse. whatever. I'm gonna try some like hot tea. Apparently you're not supposed to have caffeine because it like irritates your voice or whatever. So I just spilled it. That I think I deserved that. That was probably karma. I'm gonna get some paper towels and deal with that. But I don't know, man. I'm hopeful. I think there's gonna be another quick turnaround in terms of color studies. So I think I know what kind of color palette I like to use. Typically I don't use a ton of like green or orange tones. Like I tend to be more like purples and tans and blues maybe, but very like desaturated. So I think I'm gonna try to play with bringing some saturation in. But there's not a lot of time. So today's Tuesday, class happens again Thursday, so there's not a ton of time in between. So I think tomorrow's gonna be my crunch time again. And then this weekend will be finishing the project. But then I think this weekend's gonna be a little crazy for me, so I think I need to, I think I gotta try to figure out getting as much done during the week as I can. But I'm hoping that like me asking my classmates a million questions will kind of help to tighten those loose ends, as it were. I'm a little nervous because I think the project is due 1 week and 2 hours from today. 1 week, 2 hours and 16 minutes, if we're being extremely precise. But I got the stuff that's due today. I got it in yesterday before dinner. So I think it's all happening. It's all coming along. But like also I lost my voice, but also I knocked over my drink, but also like it's happening. It's all happening. So we'll see what happens, but I'm hoping to get some good feedback today. I'm feeling prepared. I'm feeling ready. And I think we're just trucking along, and I'm grateful for patient students who are being really good sports, and listening to me because this is as loud as I can get. I also should probably try to not talk so that I keep what's left of my voice, but we'll see what happens. It is 12:40 on Wednesday the 15th. Today I am freaking out a little bit because the New York City DOE 3K applications open today. And I'm hoping very much to get my son into one of the programs near where I work, which would improve my commute and my life significantly, we'll say. But we don't find out until May or June, which is stressful. And I know that there's a lot that they have to do, but I think that there's not enough seats for all of the kids that need seats. So I don't really know what to do about that. But we're gonna try our best. Keep everything crossed for me, please. I am getting my voice back a little, and I feel like I shouldn't be talking, but we're doing the Sistine Chapel today in art history, so like I'm gonna be talking. My class is, I don't really know how my class is going. So I turned in black and white studies for the first project, but the class was yesterday, and typically she uploads the recording of it like that night, but she didn't upload it yesterday. And I sent an email, but I didn't want to be rude, but I was like, hey, like, I'm sorry, like, if I don't know if I'm not seeing it, or like if it's not up yet, or, you know, just looking to touch base. And she didn't answer, but usually she's really fast on email, so I don't know. I'm a little nervous though, because class meets again tomorrow, and I'm supposed to have a couple of things finished for that, like color studies, but I wanted to base it off of feedback from this class from yesterday, but the class is not yet available to me, so tomorrow morning might be a very early morning. I tend to do my work better right when I wake up than like late into the night. Just, I feel like I spend a lot of energy at work being a goofus and also ranting about art history and talking about how everything in the Sistine Chapel was essentially a middle finger from Michelangelo to Pope Julius II, but like whatever. Which is to say that by the time I get my kid to sleep, get lunches packed, get everything set for tomorrow, like the last thing I want to do is watch a 2.5-hour class and try to figure out how to do homework, at 11 p.m. or whatever it is. I'm tired, right? But I don't know. The kids have been great this week. They've been really sweet and really patient with me sounding like this. This is like significantly better than my voice has been the whole week. And part of me is worried that I'm pushing and that it's going to make it worse again. But I don't know what it was. It started Saturday and it's Wednesday, and I'm still not shaking it. But I mean, the color studies may just end up being quicker than what my original intention had been. But the whole project isn't due until Tuesday, so I think it just means it's going to end up being a faster draft than I may have originally intended. But that's fine. I feel like there's a lot of things in the air that I would like to have more settled, and that is not the world that I'm living in yet. So, I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed, and I hope I hear back from her soon, because I don't know what's going on there, but we'll find out. It is 7 o'clock on Thursday. My voice is back this much. It still doesn't sound good, but it would probably help if I stopped talking. But I also feel like I can't. Like, I teach for a living. I have a 2-year-old. Like, what am I don't know anybody that can take a voice break for like days at a time, much less in my life. But unfortunately for my body, I'm the one that's been put in charge of us, so it's got to get its shit together.
is what I've decided. So we will see how it goes. It is freezing out. My son will only agree to put on clothes that have Buzz Lightyear on them. It is 24 degrees, and the only clothing that he will allow on his body has to be Buzz Lightyear. Luckily, I've got some clean sweats. Oh my God. I was up at 4:30 this morning and I got no work done that needed to happen. But I also do feel like I got to just sit and have a break. And for some reason that was like just as helpful to me. Like I feel a lot more settled. Like that was more useful than the sleep in a weird way. Just having that like brain break while being awake. So I have a lot that I have to get done, but I don't know. This week I just feel like I can't catch my breath. Like I feel like there hasn't been a pause for a moment. And last week I was like, I got this. This week I'm like, okay. So my class is a Tuesday, Thursday class. Today's Thursday. There's an assignment due in 2 hours. And the professor was having technical difficulties, so she was not able to get Tuesday's class up until Wednesday night, like to get the recording posted. The water is boiled for me to make more coffee. But so I tried to watch the recording, but I still can't, like it's not giving me access, and I can watch the other classes just fine still, but it's saying that I don't have authorization, or there's some technical difficulty. But so I'm going to try to do what I can. It's not going to be excellent, but I'm going to try to do some color comps for this. I don't know. I have a lot of stuff that needs to happen today, and I don't know that all of that is possible. I think we are all just out here doing our best, and it's not going very smoothly this week. It's not going very smoothly. My little man was having a tough time this morning. He didn't want to get up. He went to bed normal time, but I think he's really tired. I hope that he has a good day at daycare, but it's hard being a parent and like wishing that I could like stay and fix things and make sure he's okay, but also knowing that like he's gonna be fine. He loves daycare. He loves his little friends that are there. And also there's someplace else that I need to be. It's hard. I'm gonna submit the 3K application today. I think I figured out my priority order. Interestingly, some of the local Catholic schools have before school and after school options. There's a little squirrel on the line over there. But some of the public schools don't. And they may be paid options, but I also think that's probably because the local public school teachers are in unions and the local Catholic school teachers are not. But I don't really know, like contracted work hours, But I turned in my color comps yesterday. And I finally got to watch my classes. The first reaction that she had to my black and white comps was, wow, you did so many. And I was like, oh my God, yes. Okay. Because I feel like that's a really good first impression for a teacher to have. And then with the color comps, she had one that she liked. That wasn't the one that I originally gravitated towards, but I think it's because I only ever do the same colors over and over again. And she didn't pick that, which is fine. We're stepping out of our comfort zone. We're growing as people. And by we, I mean me exclusively. I'm trying to. My voice is a little better. I was trying to figure out, like, do I need to go to the doctor? Do I need antibiotics or something? I just think it's a nasty cold. And I do think it's getting better. I just think it's taking its time. My right ear has been pressurized for like 12 hours. So I'm just having a blast over here. I'm doing my best. I'm concerned that my best is not always enough. I'm gonna make some coffee when I get to work. We are at the end of week 2 of my quarter, and I am fried. I do not think that there's any amount of motivation in the world that could get me through this I think it is gonna have to be caffeine and being stubborn. I am sick. I've been sick for, I don't know, how long have we been in January? 17 days. This voice thing, I've been sick for a week now, and I've been up at night coughing and haven't been sleeping great, which is not helpful in the position that I'm in, but I think that it's got to happen anyway, and this is just going to be gritting my teeth and buckling in, locking in, I guess we used to say. I don't know. It's going to be a couple of 4 a.m. days in my future, but I've been on task so far, end of week 2, and there's a project due Tuesday at 11 a.m. and I probably should have done it on my lunch break, but I did not. So that's gonna be a future me problem, and I am getting better. My voice is getting better. I've been coughing significantly less as the day goes on, so I'm gonna try to stay hydrated and see if I can keep that going. But I am tired. I would like to relax with my Friday, but I don't think that's what's gonna happen. So wish me luck.